About an hour before the show, we get this article from NJ.com from Randy Miller, who spoke with Giancarlo Stanton. And I'm going to read a couple quotes, Tiki, give a couple thoughts, and let's just talk this thing through. Just 2 weeks ago, when spring training started, we got word the Yankees are healthy.
Yeah.
They're full go. Giancarlo Stanton, no problem, no biggie. And yet this morning, Stanton has not been re-injured. No. Stanton is ramping up to try to play by probably the end of next week or March 4th, the end of next week in spring training games. But what Stanton gave quote-wise to Randy Miller today makes it feel like he's trying to be heroic, and I see it, but I don't know how alarm bells aren't sounding all over Tampa and the Bronx. So Giancarlo Stanton's elbow, he says, and I quote, "I can't open a bottle. I can't open a bag of chips, a bag of anything. That's the way it is." Aaron Boone added, "For me, he's the poster child of mentally tough." I don't know how else to say it's true. Poster child. And Stanton also added that the public outlook would be that I wouldn't be mentally tough if I miss games due to the elbow injury. Now, I'm going to read more on the surgery and everything else.
Mentally tough.
When you hear all those quotes, Tiki, as a former athlete, what the heck is going through your mind?
So to me, what I hear when I hear this is one, he's battling this tennis elbow, and he's been battling it for, I think, a few years now. We heard about it mostly last year, but as an athlete, you don't admit to those things. I don't think I would tell anybody that, I can't open a bag of chips, I'm weak. But then I also start thinking, what the heck? How the hell do you swing a bat?
That's exactly
it. If you can't open chips, how are your hands strong enough to hold a bat? But it almost feels like arthritis issues that older people get when their hands start to break down and they start to get joint issues, and there's just a weakness in your joints because of arthritis. I tell you, the one thing that immediately jumps to my mind is, man, Spencer Jones has a real chance to make this team now as a DH if he keeps hitting in spring training like he did when he started the season. So I feel like Giancarlo Stanton's issues are maybe being exaggerated, and even by him, because it doesn't make sense that you can't open chips but then can swing a bat.
Do the motion. We all do it. You pinch the bag and you pull it open.
Right.
Again, now if he's talking about like the Hal's chips that are a little thicker bag, maybe I understand.
Yeah, but I can't even open those sometimes.
Exactly.
It has nothing to do with my strength or
some
lack of tennis elbow. It's more like, this thing is really tight. Let me get some scissors to open this thing.
My kid can open up the bag of Doritos, the Lay's salt and vinegar, no problem. Giancarlo Stanton's struggling with that, and I have to trust him with a bat in his hands. Now, we see, and we were out there how many times at Yankee Stadium doing 16-hour shows and watching him swing in batting practice and the full velocity. Now, on not having surgery on the elbow, Stanton was asked, do you regret not having surgery? And he said, you get the surgery and you could go back to being in the general population in a few months. But my job is to put some of the most force into a batted ball. Okay, like
I agree with that, though.
I understand. So basically, I'm going to wait on having surgery till after my career.
Yeah, I mean, he should, because there's no reason to risk potentially not ever getting back that strength in your forearms. Because you look at his forearms. His forearms are massive. He's got Popeye forearms. And so the last thing you want is the atrophy of all those muscles that you've built. But when you think about it, it's probably the reason that he has this tennis elbow, not because, he has some genetic disposition to tennis elbow. It's probably because he's a freaking Hercules.
Yeah, well, exactly.
And he lifts like a maniac. And
Hercules.
Right, but like over time, especially because he's been playing for so long, when you lift that much, your body just starts to reject weight.
Yes, which is where the next part in a moment is going to come in. He also added that what's going on with him is not going to be fixed in surgery. This is a doozy of a quote, Tiki. I don't care what any doctor says because they don't know what's going on. Are doctors the medical professionals that do know what's going on?
Well, I think what he means is they don't know how I feel. Like they can diagnose what tennis elbow is, the effect that it has on your body. Even as a sports orthopedist, you can tell this is how it's going to affect your game. But they're not him. They don't know what it feels like. Because it seems like that Giancarlo Stanton for the last couple of years has just been finding ways, and I don't know how he's doing it. Maybe he's taking smelling salts or something or whatever, something to get him gassed up emotionally before he goes and plays a game of baseball to just fight through this. right? That's the mental toughness that people were just talking about and alluding to, that you have to get your mind right in order to push through it and be able to grip a bat and swing as hard as you can and, launch these things at 110-mile-an-hour exit velocity. So,
and a doctor can't relate to that.
Yeah, his doctor just doesn't know.
Okay.
Like he could diagnose it from a layman standpoint, but from a elite professional athlete, I get what he's saying.
Okay, so then he also added, what's written about my elbows is what me and the Yankees give you. Well, hold on. If you're giving us this morning.
Right, why are you even giving us that?
Well, this would be, if I want to make this clear. Again, this is a Randy Miller piece. If you're just joining us, in NJ.com, he spoke to Giancarlo Stanton. You can go find it there. If you're giving us this, and this is made to make Giancarlo Stanton look like a hero going into the season. I understand that, but I'm looking at the negative.
Yeah, it's gonna worry us. It does worry us as Yankee fans.
If you're giving us that you can't open a bag of chips in a bottle, what are you not giving us? What are you not, like, that sounds bad.
Right.
If that's supposed to sound like, yeah, no biggie, what are you hiding to tell us that?
I know.
So here's the issue, and you could go through he wants to play a full season. That's his goal, but the full season is going to be
He's not playing a full season.
Well, this is where it's kind of a caveat. Yeah. There are going to be a lot of off days. They say this. And I want to make something clear. When I read this, as a Yankee fan, I'm not upset at Giancarlo Stanton, and I appreciate that he's trying to will himself through pain for the betterment of the team. I was hard on Giancarlo Stanton early in his Yankee tenure. Evans alluded to this a million times with my booing of him early. I have grown to love and appreciate everything Giancarlo Stanton has. I mean, hell, that World Series run of the World Series 2 years ago, as much as we love Juan Soto, Giancarlo Stanton put them on his back, and I appreciate him for that. And I know that if this team wants their end goal of winning a World Series or facing the Dodgers down the line, Tiki, they're going to need Giancarlo Stanton as the Robin to Aaron Judge's Batman.
Right.
But this worries me.
With his bat. Yes.
With his bat. And this is where it angers me. We have alluded to the Yankees' issues in terms of handling injuries in the past. Anthony Volpe last year. Oh, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong. At the end of the year, we found out there was something wrong. When I told you, hey, look back at that day in May when he dove his shoulder. Turns out that happened.
Yeah, you're right.
Anthony Rizzo with the concussion last year. Clark Schmidt pushing through the top. I don't need to list it, but the Yankees have a history of what doesn't appear to be right to the fans' eyes ends up being proven right later, and we understand what the organization's doing. If the Yankees are aware Giancarlo's elbows are like this, to the point his pain is he can't open a bag of Lay's, he can't open a bottle of Coke, whatever that may be, how did you not be more aggressive this offseason in protecting yourself? Well, it comes back to that question.
I know why. It's because they feel like they have some prospects in the mind that are coming up.
Okay.
One, Martian, obviously, Jasson Domínguez, and then Spencer Jones, who we were just alluding to, who might get a chance with Giancarlo Stanton potentially beat up, and who knows if he's getting to 100 games this year as a bat, as a big bat. I mean, we saw him smash a home run in his first spring training game, so who knows if he can get up to speed to be on the Major League roster this year. So it just creates an opportunity. So I think when you look at it from a Brian Cashman standpoint, that's what we talked about. Like they weren't worried about making big splashes in free agency this offseason. They really just wanted to re-sign Cody Bellinger because they believe and trust that their farm system's gonna provide it for them. Now, do we believe that? I think it's a wait and see.
Yes.
Because we haven't seen it yet from Jasson Domínguez. Part of that's because he never really has gotten a shot. Spencer Jones is just finally getting a shot. And so I think that the mindset is he'll age out. Giancarlo Stanton will age out, and we'll have a young kid to come right behind him.
Okay. And the Yankees signed, if you missed this, Grichuk, who used to kill him with the Blue Jays. He's aging. He's kills lefties, right-handed bat. That signaled to me that Jasson Domínguez is, and we've speculated this, going to begin the year in AAA.
Yes.
Okay. Fine. I understand. Get better defensively.
Does this
work
change
on it? Well, I don't see. Here's the thing. I think this is all done in collaboration with it. I think they want Jasson Domínguez to be as ready as possible if Stanton or whoever.
So they want him to play.
I think this is all adding up.
No, I hear you. They want Jasson Domínguez to play every day.
Every day.
So that when he comes up, if he has to play every day, he can do it.
And I'm comfortable with that. Okay, you know what? You should be making him better every day rather than having him sit and we argue about Trent Grisham and all of that. But the Grisham stuff now makes sense if all this is true. But Tiki, this is my issue. Stanton has this goal of playing a full season on the surface, meaning I'm going to be.
What does a full season mean for Giancarlo?
For Giancarlo, it means being on the opening day roster and being there through the end of the year while managing these off days. And that sounds nice for him.
How many? How many days does he play? How many games?
It's okay, 2-3 days off.
108.
Okay. But think about this.
That's 2/3 of the season.
2/3 of the season. the end goal for the Yankees is to make the World Series, win a World Series. I don't care about the end goal for Giancarlo playing the full year. Wouldn't it behoove the Yankees to slow play this and not have Giancarlo touch cold weather in April, May? I'm serious. If the elbow's in that much pain, you know what Giancarlo brings to the table late in the year. You know how important he is. I know that Giancarlo wants to be there. So to me, I would rather say, you know what, Big G, how about we check back in on you in May? Keep doing what you're doing in the warm weather.
When the sun is shining consistently.
Whether it's Spencer Jones or Domínguez, one can stay down, the other comes up. Let them play. If they struggle, they can easily go back down when you want to call up Giancarlo.
Not a bad plan.
That's my plan. I don't like this plan just to try to scrape by and win some games in April because it's what Giancarlo's dream is of doing this.
Right.
Give me one of these young guys on the roster now and understand that you probably, with this roster and this pitching staff, should win 90-plus games and make the postseason. We all agree with that?
Of course.
And Giancarlo only played 77 games, and they did that last year.
Yep.
I'm fine with that Giancarlo
And he
plan.
felt fine. He felt fine. He felt
fine.
like he contributed enough. It wasn't like he
Yes.
felt like you were lacking of a Giancarlo Stanton influence last season, even though he only played a third of the season. And so
We'll be here waiting for you in the summer.
100%.
Now, the argument will be, well, how much more rest is going to help him? I don't even think it's about a rest. I just think it's about preserving how much torque and shots he's taking on the elbow.
Yeah, I think the other thing is, given what you were just talking about, if Jasson Domínguez is going to evolve into the player everybody thought he was supposed to be. I mean, he had a nickname. He's in the minor leagues. He had a nickname. It wasn't like he was mashing, home runs in majors. He was in the minor leagues, and he had a nickname. Like, talk about Volpe didn't have a nickname in the minor leagues.
No.
Jasson Domínguez had a nickname, the Martian, in the minor leagues. It means you're like an alien, you're a freak, and you're supposed to be elite.
Or it means you don't exist.
You're right. Very true. Very true. The reality is he's got to still prove that.
Yes.
Like, before we can really call him the freak, the Martian, whatever you want to say, he's got to prove it. And this might be a chance for him to prove it. This creates a humongous opportunity for Jasson Domínguez. I know I mentioned Spencer Jones only because we saw what he did in his first spring training game, but this creates a huge opportunity for one or both of those guys.
No doubt. One of these guys has to be on the opening day roster. If Stanton is going to sit multiple times a week, it can't be Grichuk. It can't – look, Ben Rice is going to play first base. Who knows with his glove if he's going to have to DH some games, and that's where Bellinger's versatility – but Stanton's bat's that valuable. You can't afford to have both Spencer Jones and Domínguez sit in the minor leagues while Giancarlo's up here in April missing a couple days a week. You just can't.
They still got to prove it, though.
They do. And I think I would rather give Spencer Jones a look up here a couple days a week because he's already proven he could hit AAA pitching because I think Domínguez's defense needs that work every day. But regardless, I don't know how you look at a guy that can't open a bag of chips, and can't open a bottle, and go, yeah, that guy's totally going to be fine from April through the end of the season. And, yeah, there's nothing to worry about. No biggie. I have a hard time imagining that.